everyone, I'm here with Tom Evers from First Place Promotions and Awards in Harvard, Illinois. Tom, tell us what we're going to make today.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to make a full color sublimated name tag.
Could you show us what that means? What that looks like?
Well, this is an example one here.
Okay, let me get up closer to take a look.
We did for the Walworth County Fair.
Okay. All right, so who are we making, what are we making today?
Well, we're going to make one for a local politician who's running for office and wants to get his name out there when he's meeting and greeting.
Okay, so politicians use these a lot.
Yes, they do.
All right. So what's the first step?
Well, first thing we got to do is we have to cut the metal to make the name tag.
All right, so show us what that involves.
And we use a special metal. It's coated. You just can't do this on any metal.
What kind of, so it's a sheet metal with a certain coating on it?
Right. And we need to cut it. His is going to be a fairly big one. It's going to be 3 by 2. He really wants people to see his name.
Okay. Well, that's how you win in politics, I guess.
And I'm going to cut it actually four times to make sure everything is square.
Mm-hmm.
And then because we obviously have these sharp corners, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to round them.
Okay.
With a little tool we have.
We don't want to be stabbing any politicians with the...
I'm just going to round each of the corners.
Okay. All right. So now it's safe.
Yes, now it's safe.
Okay, good.
And now it's ready to be sublimated.
All right. So Tom, we cut the metal. Now what are we going to do?
Okay, so now I have the art brought up on the screen of what I want to
Let me get a closer look at that. So this is our sheriff's candidate, and that's the art that's going to be sublimated onto the metal for his name tag.
Correct.
Okay. So what do you do next? So
now we have to print it with this printer here, which is a special sublimation printer.
Okay.
It takes special ink.
All right.
Sublijet ink, and it allows us to press it onto the surface of the metal.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and print it out. It's asked me a few questions. So what size of the paper, and what am I going to put it on?
Okay, let me...
So we're putting it on white metal.
Okay.
And the type of paper I'm going to use. And then what option we want here in terms of color. But this one we're going to put on intense because it's a lot of bright colors. Right. So just hit OK and print, and we will have it in the mint.
How long does it take to print? Is it a pretty... I mean...
It depends on the amount of colors you have for
the pretty dense
printer to process. This will probably take a minute or two to print.
Okay, Tom, so we've printed out the artwork, right? Why don't you show us what that is? Let's have a look.
Here's the artwork, and as you can see, it's backwards because we're putting it on the front of a surface, so when we heat press it on, it will be readable.
Gotcha. Okay, so now what happens?
Okay, so now we take our name tag. It's got a protective surface on it so it doesn't scratch. Take that off. And we have some special heat tape here that you can heat press. And we'll line it up.
Get in there a little bit. Okay.
And we'll tape it down so it doesn't move during the process and get blurry.
So the special ink you use is special ink that transfers onto this...
Yes. Sublimation by definition is turning a solid into a gas without becoming a liquid. So what happens is the heat turns it into a gas, and the pressure of the heat press puts it into the metal.
Okay. So it's actually, it's like, I don't know if a tattoo is a good analogy, that it goes into under the surface of the skin. Is it sort of like tattooing something onto a piece of metal?
Yeah, I guess that would be an analogy.
Okay.
Okay, so now we just have to heat press it.
All right.
Okay. And what I do is I put it in between paper here, just to catch any bleed.
Okay.
And not to ruin the heat press if anything bleeds out from underneath it.
Okay.
And we come over here and we have our heat press set for 400 degrees.
Wow. So you don't want to put your hand in there.
No. And we're going to have to press it for 60 seconds.
Okay.
Let me set that. Okay.
And that's it. So it's timed, I assume, and when the bell goes off,
then it's ready.
You have a name tag.
Yep.
Oh.
We have a name tag.
Let's have a look.
And let it cool down just a little bit.
So what is that you're putting on there now?
This is just a piece of aluminum, and it just kind of takes the heat off
Okay.
it so I can handle it.
Gotcha.
There's a nice
All
big name
right.
tag.
Well, if this doesn't get him elected, I don't know what will. Tom, so we just made the full-color sublimated name tag for our sheriff's candidate, but you use sublimation for a number of different items, and you're going to show us a few of those, right?
Correct.
Okay, what do we have?
We have a few different items here. You know, here's the badge we made, and another piece of metal we sublimated on.
Now that's for the, tell us a little bit about what the story behind this.
Now that is a copy of the annual Harvard Milk Day poster.
Okay,
That we took the art from that and we sublimated onto a piece of metal, and we made little plaques
okay,
for the judges.
great,
this year.
great, okay,
Woven bags you can sublimate on.
okay.
Coffee mugs.
Coffee mugs, I bet that's a fun pop.
Yeah.
So, the heat pressing on a coffee mug, is there a different machinery?
We have a special press that this mug fits into, and then it clamps it down. and
Gotcha,
it-
okay.
it prints
I
it.
couldn't imagine it going in the thing we used earlier.
This flag,
Okay, that's the
It's
local high
sublimated.
school?
this is local Harvard Hornets.
Okay,
Okay, and like we said, when you sublimate, it goes right into the material.
Mhm.
So this, you can't peel it off or
gotcha.
anything like.
And this
screen
would
printing.
go in that press we just saw?
Yes.
Okay,
Full color plaques.
Wow.
We did a bunch for Walgreens,
okay, great.
and even clothes. We got a sweatshirt here.
So
we
typically,
did.
typically a sweatshirt, you just think of like the, whatever that process most people
screen
think.
print.
Screen press, yeah.
But sublimation allows you to do very custom work
Mm-hmm.
with very low numbers. Screen printing, you got to do at least 12
Mm-hmm.
to make it worth your cost.
Okay,
This, you can do one, you can change names, you can put a number in there for,
gotcha.
your son's number or
So for
whatever
more
you wanna do.
customized work?
Yes.
Okay, makes sense.
And then we even do tile, like our sign right here.
Okay, so this is the, wow, this is your own sign, so this is all, so you sublimated several different tiles and
Right. And
stitched
then
them
put it
together.
together. Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, thanks for showing us that.